The next 3 weeks, from July 6th to July 24th, will present quite a few challenges. The real problem is a mysterious new arrival named Tristan Roberts. Tristan isn't just some random guy wandering into town to grab a coffee at Kelly's. He is a highly trained operative, deeply embedded in the darkest, most lethal corners of the WSB. And here is where things get messy. Jason might be targeting Tristan, fully believing he is a villain tied to Ross Cullum's syndicate. But what if Tristan is actually Jason's long-lost son? Guys, if you ask me, this is the kind of secret that breaks the internet and shatters the entire landscape of the show. Think about the history here. Jason has lost so many years of his life. If Tristan is his blood, carrying high-level WSB clearance and a license to kill, the dynamic shifts entirely. Imagine Sonny Corinthos finding out that his most loyal enforcer, his right-hand man, has a secret, lethal bloodline walking around town. Sonny would absolutely lose his mind. And that changes everything for Jason's future. Jason is already rethinking his entire existence. After all the sacrifices, the fake deaths, the endless violence, and the time spent away from his loved ones, Jason is looking at his future and deciding he wants out. He wants to build a completely new path. A path where he can protect the people he loves without being chained to Sonny's criminal empire. But walking away from the mob isn't like quitting a desk job. It is a declaration of war against the only life he has ever known. Think about the sheer psychological weight of this moment. Jason Morgan has spent decades being the ultimate enforcer, the man who never hesitates, the man who pulls the trigger without a second thought to protect the Corinthos cartel. But looking at Tristan Roberts, all of that icy resolve melts into pure shock. If Tristan is truly his son, raised in the shadows, trained by the WSB to be a lethal weapon, it means Jason's legacy isn't just violence. It is a cycle of endless war. And Tristan isn't going to just accept a heartfelt family reunion. He is here on a mission. He has targets. If Jason tries to stop him, we could be looking at a father-son shootout that will leave the entire town paralyzed with fear. But wait, it gets worse. Because Tristan's deep WSB connections pull us right into the most explosive cover-up of the year. Everyone in Port Charles firmly believes that Cassius Faison is dead and buried. The town is moving on. But what if he isn't? I am calling it right now. Cassius faked his death, and Jocelyn Jax is entirely in on it. People think Jocelyn is just dragging Cassius's name through the mud to save Jason and Valentine. They think she is being ruthless and cold. But that's not even the biggest surprise. Jocelyn is actually protecting a highly classified, off-the-books WSB operation. She is keeping Cassius alive in the shadows to dismantle the rest of the syndicate from the inside. Jocelyn is carrying the weight of this massive lie, deceiving her own mother, Carly, and everyone around her to ensure the mission succeeds. What happened next may be even worse. Liesl Obrecht is completely devastated, thinking her son's legacy is being destroyed by Jocelyn's lies. Liesl is a woman who operates on pure, unadulterated rage and unmatched intellect. Her suspicions about Jocelyn's story are going to lead her straight into a labyrinth of WSB lies. Liesl will not rest until she uncovers the truth. She is going to start digging, hacking, and interrogating anyone she can get her hands on, but her digging might actually pave the way for the most massive twist of the decade when Cassius finally steps back into the light. Liesl's interference could ruin Jocelyn's entire covert operation, putting everyone's lives in immediate fatal danger. Guys, this is where it gets interesting. The dominoes are falling fast, and the chain reaction is unstoppable. Liesl isn't the only one investigating the shadows. Anna Devane is completely spiraling out of control. Valentine Cassadine is trying his absolute hardest to explain away his involvement with Ross Cullum and the catastrophic cold fusion mess. He is begging Anna to trust him, but Anna isn't buying a single word of it. Her spy instincts are screaming that Valentine is hiding something massive. And to make matters infinitely more terrifying, Anna is still suffering from dangerous, vivid hallucinations of Peter August. Peter's ghost is standing in the corners of her room, whispering in her ear, pushing her down a dark, paranoid path. Driven by these haunting visions, Anna goes completely rogue. She launches her own independent investigation into Cullum's network. And what she finds is going to expose a conspiracy so massive, it makes Valentine's secrets look like absolute child's play. And then everything spiraled. Anna's frantic investigation inadvertently crosses paths with Britt Westbourne. Britt is currently sitting in a cold, damp jail cell, reeling from the shock of her life. She just found out her Huntington's disease diagnosis was a complete, fabricated lie engineered by Cullum and Jen Sidwell. All those tears, all that fear, all the goodbyes stolen from her for a sick psychological game. But Britt isn't just going to sit there and cry about it. She realizes she was nothing more than a pawn on their twisted chessboard. And Britt Westbourne does not play the victim. The moment she is free, she is going to team up with Jason Morgan. Together, they are going to hunt down every single operative in Cullum and Sidwell's underground network. If you ask me, a Jason and Britt team up is the most lethal, unstoppable combination this town has ever seen. They are going to burn the syndicate to the ground. But that leaves Sonny Corinthos completely isolated, vulnerable, and utterly paranoid. Sonny is watching his empire crack. Jason is pulling away to figure out his own life and deal with Tristan. And Sonny's obsession with Valentine Cassadine is reaching a boiling point. Everyone assumes Sonny is just using Britt to sabotage Valentine and Carly's romance out of pure, petty jealousy. They think Sonny just can't stand seeing Carly happy with another man. But that wasn't the real problem. Sonny actually suspects that Valentine is hiding a catastrophic secret. A secret so dangerous it could literally threaten the existence of everyone in Port Charles. Sonny unleashes Brick to dig up the absolute worst dirt imaginable. Brick isn't just playing matchbreaker. He is on a high-stakes reconnaissance mission, hacking into global servers to expose Valentine's hidden doomsday threat. Sonny is preparing for a war that could level the city. And let's talk about Sonny's mental state for a second. Without Jason standing firmly by his side, Sonny is a king without his most trusted knight. The paranoia is eating him alive. He doesn't just want Brick to hack into Valentine's bank accounts or track his phone calls. Sonny is demanding a full-scale digital siege. He wants Brick to uncover every single buried file, every encrypted WSB dossier, and every offshore account Valentine has touched in the last decade. Sonny is convinced that Valentine is orchestrating a masterstroke to wipe out the Corinthos organization entirely. If Brick finds even a shred of evidence connecting Valentine to a larger threat, Sonny won't hesitate to launch a preemptive strike, sparking a mob war that will turn the streets of Port Charles into a river of blood. Here's where things get incredibly messy. The fallout from Valentine's secrets is destroying families from the inside out. Lulu Spencer's already furious about the lies regarding Valentine hiding at Carly's house. But the real explosion isn't between Lulu and Carly. It is between Lulu and her own daughter, Charlotte. After everything Charlotte has endured, after all the trauma and kidnapping attempts, she makes a shocking, irreversible decision. She decides she is going to protect Valentine herself. She defies Lulu completely, looking her mother dead in the eye and choosing her father's side. This isn't just a teenage rebellion. This is a calculated, desperate move by a girl who has seen too much darkness. Charlotte's choice shatters her relationship with Lulu. The mother-daughter bond snaps in real time, leading to a heartbreaking, screaming confrontation. And Carly? Carly is just caught in the crossfire, collateral damage in the Cassadine family's endless, toxic war. But wait. We are not done. Jack Brennan thought he was being the ultimate hero by stepping up for Nina Reeves. He promised to pressure Drew Kane to protect Nina and Willow. But Brennan is about to realize he just kicked a massive hornet's nest. Drew Kane is ruthless, calculating, and currently backed into a corner. By honoring his promise to Nina, Brennan is dragging himself into a brutal, unforgiving corporate and physical war with Drew. A war that could cost Brennan his entire newly rebuilt empire. He risks losing absolutely everything. His money, his power, and his freedom just to settle a score and prove his loyalty to Nina. Brennan is playing Russian roulette with his life. Nina has no idea the sheer magnitude of the danger she has unleashed. She thinks Brennan is just pulling a few corporate strings to make Drew back off. But corporate warfare in Port Charles never stays in the boardroom. Drew Kane has a military background, a ruthless streak, and zero patience for being blackmailed. When Drew pushes back, he is going to hit Brennan where it hurts the most. We are talking about sabotage, physical threats, and a total dismantling of Brennan's life's work. Nina is going to have to watch in absolute horror as the man who tried to save her is systematically destroyed by her own vendetta. And if you thought that was chaotic, look at Ethan Lovett. Ethan is currently running for his life, bleeding and desperate. Someone from his past is hunting him down with lethal intent. But this isn't just an old gambling debt or a jilted lover looking for payback. The person chasing Ethan is directly tied to the explosive, closely guarded mystery of Phoebe's biological father. Ava Jerome is relentlessly interrogating everyone, trying to piece this puzzle together. She refuses to let Ethan's delirious confession slide. Her investigation is about to unlock a series of dark, buried secrets that nobody saw coming. Ethan's survival depends on keeping this secret hidden, but Ava is tearing down the walls, completely unaware that she is inviting a ruthless killer right to her gallery's doorstep. Meanwhile, in the middle of all this violence, betrayal, and espionage, Curtis Ashford is facing the most agonizing, soul-crushing decision of his entire life. Portia Robinson is going into a high-risk labor. The stress, the confrontations, the fear, it has all pushed her to the brink. The stakes are literally life and death for her and the baby. At the exact same moment, Curtis is staring down a brutal legal plea deal regarding the hit-and-run mess. He could fight it. He could try to clear his name in court and save his reputation. But instead, Curtis makes the ultimate sacrifice. He abandons his trial strategy. He throws his own reputation, his career, and his freedom straight into the fire. He chooses to protect his family at all costs, accepting whatever punishment comes his way, just to ensure Portia and the baby are safe and shielded from the media circus. It is a heartbreaking moment of pure devotion. Guys, the tension in Port Charles is absolutely unbearable right now. Every single decision is triggering a new disaster. The dominoes are falling faster than anyone can track. Jason is trying to walk away from the mob, but his potential newly discovered son is going to drag him right back into the WSB's lethal crosshairs. Anna is chasing ghosts that might actually be real. Britt is out for blood and revenge, and Sonny is unraveling at the seams as he prepares for a phantom war with Valentine. Tristan Roberts is standing right in the middle of the blast zone, holding secrets that could destroy a dozen lives in a heartbeat. But that's not even the biggest surprise, because someone is watching all of this unfold from the shadows. Someone who holds the final piece of this twisted, bloody puzzle. A massive secret is about to be leaked to the wrong person. A beloved character is walking blindly straight into a deadly trap. And a master plan that took years to build is about to spectacularly collapse in front of our very eyes. The question isn't who will survive the fallout of this explosive month. The question is, who is going to pull the trigger first?
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.